Alright, Geeky Rocket back with second update, workbench update video for the Digger Max build. This update's going to focus on the plans for the groundwork that is to be applied next. And I'm going to be showing you the figures completed to about 95% a little later on after I show what's going on with the groundwork. So since the last update, again, the tank hasn't been touched, so there's nothing new going on with the tank itself. As for the base, I was going to spray it semi-gloss black. However, the filler that I used around the corners after I put the base together, it caught the glossiness of the semi-gloss black, and it actually really made it pop out, and it stood out, and it was basically an eyesore in the corners. There's still some of that glossiness catching the eye. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up. So I opted to spray it flat black instead to kind of minimize how much the filler reflected the glossiness back to you. So with that done, I then moved to the tile grout stage, pre-mixed tile grout stage, where I applied it over top of the styrofoam, and it actually came out real nice. It was real quick, really simple. No surprises there. And even if you weren't putting a dirt water glue mixture on top, this actually has a nice texture and realistic look to use as a surface on its own. But I do like the look of the dirt water glue solution that I'll be applying on top of this a little bit better. Again, when you're using pre-mixed tile grout, allow at least 24 hours of drying time before you decide to cover it or do anything else with it. I've added the tree to the right hand corner of the base. That's where I'm going to be using bushes, or creating bushes, and a little different groundwork for a foresty look to the base itself. As for the base, I will be covering, I'd say most of it, in Hekke's flock. This is actually Model Railroad flock, but I'm going to be using this as to simulate the grass. And because it's going to be a late, well, actually not late fall, but mid-fall seam, I'm going to probably be mixing both of these two grass colors together, just to give it a dynamic, ununiform look. Because as in nature, nothing is ever uniform, so I'll be mixing these two together, adding them in different spots, random spots, just to keep it looking as realistic as possible. So that is the grass. I'll be using, let's see, let me zoom in a little bit on this. This is, whoops, come on, focus. There we go. So this is Greenlang's Grass Tufts, again, two different colors to simulate the late or the mid-autumn look. And this I got also from Reality in Scale. They sell it there, the Dutch online hobby shop that I mentioned in previous videos. So this actually looks really realistic as well. It'll break up the flock that I'll be applying around the base, and it'll give a different variation on the height of the grass overall. Also, I will be adding this product called Force in a Pot, sorry. Also from Reality in Scale. Is just a mixture of different organic materials to give an overall look of a forest floor. So I've never used any of these products, by the way, also, so this will be a learning experience for me. Hopefully all goes well in applying them. And I will also be adding these seafoam trees, or organic looking bushes. It's called Nature in a Box, also from Reality in Scale, and this is flowers. But just because it's mid-autumn, I probably won't be adding flowers, although they are brown, so maybe I will. Depends on the space and how everything looks once I got everything laid out. But that I'll be adding near the tree itself, just to build up the forest area a little bit more. And if all goes well with the groundwork and the diorama, hopefully for the Yog Tiger build, I may just do a video build of the groundwork, and if my technique works out half decently, hopefully the way I expect it to, then maybe I'll do a video build just to give tips and show you guys how I do it on a step-by-step basis. Just because I know when I first started out in the hobby, I was terrified to even touch dioramas, just because I had no idea what was going on. But a few of you guys out there already have had great diorama videos. I mean, that's basically what I'm basing this one on, or going to be using the same techniques I've learned off of YouTube and apply it here. So with the groundwork all said and done, that's the plan for the groundwork. This is basically a mock-up of how the overall layout's going to look once the groundwork's completed. Obviously I've spun it around so it'll look like that, but this is just something that I drew just to, once everything's all covered up, I still know what goes where and what's going on with the overall layout. So that is the groundwork covered. I will move on to the almost nearly completed figures. This is the guy that's going to be... This guy's going to be handing in a shell to the guy who's going to be standing inside the vehicle, receiving the shell. Again, all he needs left is a filter, a wash, and some pigments. After the paintwork was completed, I gave these guys... Actually, maybe just zoom in. There we go. Maybe that looks a little bit better. I sealed these guys off with Vallejo's satin varnish. Just gave them a spray just to seal up the paintwork, so it minimizes damaging the paintwork further on. This is the guy holding the jerry can. Focus in. Again, with figures, the splinter camouflage took a lot longer than I had expected it to. But this is kind of my first time at complex camo on figures, and when I first started in this hobby, I hated touching figures. I didn't like them at all, just because I knew I wasn't good at it. But all it comes down to is practice, 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 and you will get better. And I think this shows, which I'm very pleased with. So going forward, figures are no longer something that I won't touch anymore. I will definitely embrace when the time is right to do figures. So that is it for the update so far. The projected plan is to get the groundwork completed within the next few days that I have off. Get the figures all done up. I don't know if I'll be able to finish off the tank itself in regards to mud effects, but hopefully within the next, I would say, less than a week, hopefully this is all done and I can finally put this to the completed side of the shelf. And that'll be fantastic, because this build has been going on far too long, and I've spent a much longer time than I wanted to on it. But I think it shows, and I think it's all worth it in the end. Before I leave you though, a fellow YouTuber out there by the name of Cohen C kind of asked the community a question, kind of threw out a question to the community a few days ago or so, on what's in a name, what's in like your YouTube channel name. And for me, my name is kind of weird. It's not the most, I guess, familiar or whatnot name out there. I mean, Geeky Rocket, it's kind of two words that you would not think to see or hear in the same word, but basically my name derives from my Xbox gamer tag. It's one that Microsoft kind of threw out to me right off the bat when I first started with Xbox, and I kind of just stuck with it. And I think it applies to this hobby. I mean, this is kind of like my geeky side of my personality, and this is how I express myself in regards to art. But again, I think this is totally cool. So Rocket, Geeky Rocket, I think that's just a cool name. It kind of suits this hobby as well. And I've just used it and continue. I probably will continue to use it in different areas as well. So that is for you, Cohen. Again, nothing. It wasn't anything spectacular. I mean, it's just one of those things. One of the, I guess, fate that I got that name from Microsoft, because it was just randomly generated and given to me. So as for that is it. That's it for the update. So next time I see you, hopefully this is 99% done. But for now, guys, take care. Thanks for watching and the continued support. So take care and happy modeling. Cheers, guys.